Warm greetings from the high 10. It's Everyday Shenanigans. Thanks for joining me this Sunday evening. Hope you all had a safe and prosperous weekend. Everybody enjoyed themselves, went to some games, dined out. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to have a guest joining us, Miss Samantha. She's going to weigh in on this Herschel Walker debacle going on down in Georgia, and also this mess with Nia Long and her husband. He's been suspended from the Celtics for fraternizing with a staff member. As most of you know, he's had an affair on Nia Long, and the woman is white, and they couldn't wait to say that she was a Mormon. Does it matter who she is? Does it matter that she's white? Does it matter that she's Mormon? Does Nia give a damn? I mean, she probably don't care who the woman is. It's a woman. Shut your mouth. And we're also going to talk about race, too, because it is a white woman, and these participants are black. This probably get a little heated, so just put your hard hat on, everybody. Let's get started with Herschel Walker. He's running for Senate down in Georgia. Has he messed himself up by this debacle that's come out about an abortion? Is it possible that he could have changed his mind? Did he pay for the abortion years ago? I don't know. There's some receipts saying he did. Card he sent the lady telling her he hopes she feels better. But we know that you can change your mind about any type of subject. So could it be that he was a pro-lifer then, but he just didn't want that baby by her? I'm also going to bring you commentary that he hasn't seen the child in a couple of years, so possibly he knows about the child. Or are we talking about another child? I don't know. I'm going to read it to you, and you can give me your feedback. The link is in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Let's get started, everybody. Ooh, Lordy. Source number one is Fox 5 Atlanta. Fallout of abortion allegations against Herschel Walker. This was uploaded 4 days ago. His son is very boisterous about daddy being wrong. Should the son even be saying anything? Should he just stay in a child's place? Well, let's think about that. Should the son even be talking about this mess with his father? Here we go, everybody.
Walker has denied the report, calling it a flat-out lie. Fox 5 political reporter Claire Sims joins us at the live desk.
Hello, everybody.
One of Walker's children has since spoken out against him.
Yeah, Christine, Walker's son, Christian Walker, posted a series of tweets last night critical of his father, but today he went a step further, posting 2 videos accusing his dad of lying about being a, quote, moral family man.
Don't lie. Don't put this on me. This is a candidate issue, not a me issue. I wouldn't have spoken out if there weren't all these lies every day.
In 2 new videos posted Tuesday, Christian Walker publicly denounces his father, U.S. Senate candidate Herschel Walker. The criticism comes after the Republican denied a bombshell report published Monday that he urged a former girlfriend to get an abortion in 2009 and then reimbursed her for the procedure with a check sent inside a get well soon card.
I decided lie after lie after lie. The abortion card drops yesterday. It's literally his handwriting in the card. They say they have receipts, whatever. He gets on Twitter. He lies about it. Okay, I'm done. Done. Everything has been a lie.
Herschel Walker has campaigned on a pro-life platform, saying he would support a nationwide abortion ban without exceptions. The former football star appeared at a prayer luncheon in Dunwoody Tuesday that was closed to the press. But in an appearance on Fox News Monday night, he called the allegations total lies.
I can tell you right now, I never asked anyone to get an abortion. I never paid for an abortion, and it's a lie. And I'm going to continue to fight. I tell you, that's what they want to see. But right now, they've energized me even more.
Walker's Democratic opponent, incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock, was at a campaign event Monday night when the news broke. Warnock said he will leave it up to political pundits to say how it might impact the race, but reiterated his pro-choice stance.
I support reproductive health care as a part of health care. And my opponent, on the other hand, is talking about a nationwide ban with no exceptions. That would include rape, incest for the mother. And it's just one of the reasons why Georgians have a real choice to make. And I think the difference is quite obvious.
In a statement last night, Walker said he planned to file a defamation lawsuit against the news website that published the article. I reached out to his campaign communications director to see if Walker has in fact filed a lawsuit, but they have not returned my request for a copy of it.
at the live desk. Claire Sims, Fox 5 News. Well, they are certainly in damage control mode. Claire, we'll see what the voters say a few weeks from now. Thanks so much. Are you a low in?
Okay. Woo, honey. What a mess. Herschel. What have you got yourself into, baby? Let me see if I have anything else on Mr. Herschel Walker. I don't think I do. If you need verification, that was Fox 5, Atlanta, Georgia. He's denying the allegations that he paid for an abortion. Obviously, denying that card that went along with the check. What we have to ask ourselves is the obvious question is, why would this person or whomever bring out this information? What was the point? Let me do a little search right quick, because I thought I had something on him on how this came to be. Let's see what the Washington Post has to say. Hold on one second, everybody. 4 kids by 4 different women, and that Walker doesn't have anything to do with the kids. By the way, I'm in Georgia, and I'm not voting for him. Okay. Thank you very much. But here we go, everybody. The Washington Post is the source. Bombshell allegations about Herschel Walker, the Republican nominee for U.S. Senate in Georgia, have drawn renewed attention to the debate over abortion, which Democrats are hoping will boost turnout among their supporters, though polling suggests it may be lower than it was 2 years ago. Walker, who has campaigned against abortion rights, has denied reports that he paid for an ex-girlfriend's abortion and later offered to pay for her to have a second one. The mother of one of Walker's children has said he ended a relationship with her in 2011 after she refused to have an abortion, as she had done 2 years earlier. Okay, this is a woman's allegations. A mother of one of his children, according to an account by the New York Times on Friday. The Times report said she was the same woman who previously told the Daily Beast that Walker paid for the abortion for her first pregnancy with Walker. Interesting. The woman, speaking on the condition of anonymity to protect her privacy and that of her child, told the Washington Post in a brief interview Saturday that those reports accurately described her experiences. The Post also reviewed a copy of a $700 check the woman said Walker wrote to reimburse her for the cost of the abortion. The check did not include a memo line with a stated purpose. Of course not. Who's going to put, for an abortion? Come on, you guys. It was deposited days after the date of the woman said she had the abortion. The race could determine which party controls the Senate, with Democrats working to highlight Supreme Court's overturning of Roe versus Wade to draw in voters in favor of abortion rights. Republicans, for their part, are trying to shift voters' attention to other topics such as the crime and economy. Amid the daily headlines about Walker's personal behavior that has included threats of domestic violence, fathering children out of wedlock, and inaccurately describing his business record. Ooh, mercy, a lot of stuff. Although some Republicans have expressed concerns about Walker's baggage, many in the GOP are doubling down and backing the troubled candidate. Of course, he's a Republican. You're going to back him anyway. Yes, I'm going to say that. National Republican Senatorial Committee Chairman Rick Scott, Republican of Florida, and Senator Tom Cotton, Republican of Arkansas, plan to rally in Georgia for Walker on Tuesday, as the Washington Post first reported. And on Sunday, Republican Don Bacon, Republican of Nebraska, who is facing a tough re-election for his House seat, defended Walker, saying, "None of us are perfect. Herschel needs to come clean and just be honest," Bacon said on NBC's Meet the Press. "We also know that we all make mistakes, and it's just better if this actually did happen, say I'm sorry and ask for forgiveness." When Meet the Press host Kristen Welker asked if Walker's controversies undercut the Republican Party's broader anti-abortion message, Bacon was circumspect, returning to his belief that the race would not be decided on a candidate's personal behavior. You want to walk the talk and talk the walk. You want to have cohesion with your message, he said. But people also make mistakes. I'm surely not a flawless person by no means. I have made my own mistakes in life, and Herschel has too. Bacon's remarks are in line with the GOP memo released last month that offered talking points to Republican candidates looking into effectively position themselves heading into the general election this fall. The GOP acknowledged in the memo that the vast majority of voters disagree with the Supreme Court's decision this summer to overturn Roe versus Wade, which for nearly 50 years provided a constitutional right to abortion. In the memo first reported by The Hill, Republicans were urged to draw a contrast between their position on abortion, which the memo describes as including exceptions for rape, incest, life of the mother, against a Democrat who supports abortion at any time for any reason. On NBC's Meet the Press on Sunday, Representative Elissa Slotkin, Democrat of Michigan, dismissed those arguments. She also defended a Michigan ballot initiative that would enshrine the right to an abortion in the state's constitution up to the point of viability. And then afterwards, it has to be because of the health of the mother, deemed by medical professionals, Slotkin said. So it's not abortion on the demand. It's not through the 9th month. All these talking points that the Republicans are using because they know they're on the heels of the issue. So I support that ballot initiative. Slotkin also called out the hypocrisy of Republicans, noting that they have called for forgiving Walker even though he has not admitted any wrongdoing. I think what Mr. Walker is doing himself is enough for voters to see, right? He's being accused of something. He's not admitting it, or he's dodging, Slotkin said. Overall, the 5-page GOP memo argues the shifting attention from abortion and toward other issues such as inflation and the economy. Both Republicans have found it difficult to avoid the topic of abortion since Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican of South Carolina, introduced a bill last month that would ban abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy nationwide. Okay. And it goes on a little bit more. I'm not going to read the rest of that. Feel free to tune in because I'm not going to waste my time reading all that crazy nonsense. I'm sorry. It's just too much. Oh, Lordy. I done knocked her out. Hold on. Let me tell her, come back up. Hold on one second, you guys. That's the Washington Post if you need verification for the information. It's just ridiculous. Tell me how you all think. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to this subject matter. This is a 2-part live pertaining to Herschel Walker and this abortion mess. And Mr. Ime Udoka, who's married to Nia Long. We're going to chop up that situation. What actually happened? How does his wife feel? How do NBA players feel? How do NBA staff members feel now knowing, hey, if I fraternize with another staff member, I could get fired from a job or suspended? Very interesting. Oh, Lord, it's always something, I tell you. At the top of his class, but he did not even graduate from GGA nor anywhere else. He said he worked for the FBI and he did not. Okay. He should have owned up to it and would have probably gone away, but he's doubling down. Well, I don't know that it'll go away. Something can't really go away once the door's been open. That's the issue here. It can't go away because somebody got it out. So what I'd like to know is who opened Pandora's box? Who got the information out there about Herschel Walker? That's what I'd like to know. Who told it? Somebody had to have told it to get it out in the first place. So who opened the door? How do you feel about the fact that he's made a lot of children out of wedlock? Why hasn't he married any of these mothers? How old are these children? Are they actually his children? Has he taken a DNA test for the children? Does he pay child support for the children? Why did he ask this one woman he was dating to get an abortion the first time? Why did she agree? Was this early on in the relationship? Did he not see a relationship with her? So maybe that's why he asked her. I don't know. So now we go on to number 2. She's had an abortion number 2 for this man. And this is where we have the receipt and the check. Is that check actually for an abortion? Naturally, you can't prove it because she would have to show documentation of when she had an abortion versus the disbursement of the check. Okay, let's go there. How are you going to prove the $700 check was for an abortion? Because she'd have to bring in documentation of an abortion, a receipt that she paid them $700, if you get my drift. So one would ask, who wants to go through all of that? And she wants to remain anonymous. So let's go here. I'm going to say it again. How did the information get out about the damn abortion? Nobody would have known unless somebody told it. So who told it? I'm trying to figure out who told it. She wants to remain anonymous. You can't remain anonymous now, sweetheart, because somebody's going to tell who you are. So that's why I'm asking these questions. Who told about the abortion? 2, was he a pro-lifer at the time, but he just didn't want a baby by her? Obviously, he has a problem with wearing condoms, like a lot of men. A lot of men don't like wearing condoms. So Herschel Walker is one of those guys. He likes the natural feel. And it's already a problem with this Roe versus Wade. No matter how you weigh it, should be a woman's choice. But then once again, people will say, well, it's murder. And then too, I saw pictures recently when I was bringing you this content versus Roe versus Wade. When I saw pictures of baby parts, it did kind of put a new spin on an abortion. But naturally, 6 weeks, 4 weeks is not going to be the same as 5-6 months. But some will argue, well, it's still life, it's a heartbeat. As I said, you're entitled to your opinion. One second. Too much going on. Okay, honey. I don't know why it's not. Hold on one second, you guys. Trying to get somebody back up on this link. I don't know what happened. I'm all over the place right now. Hit the link in the chat if you want to join us. Give us your opinion on these 2 topics. Ooh, I've never seen so much drama in all my life. These people have so much stuff going on that you have to shake your head like, now, why are we talking about this now? We're talking about it because somebody decided to tell it. How do you feel about the son weighing in? Is he offended? Was Herschel ever married to his mother? Why is he speaking? That's what I'd like to know. And as you can see, the son seems awfully feminine. He's wailing his hands and going on and on. Is this just for him to get attention? I'm just asking. I always ask when people come out and publicly speak against something, against or for. Hello, everybody. Yeah, baby parts. I've seen pictures recently when all this mess is going on with Roe versus Wade, and I'm telling you, it's not something you want to see. Once you see the pictures, you'll realize, okay, this was a baby. So whether you think abortion is right or wrong, once you see the pictures, it might change your mind if you are for abortions. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I want to know why the son is speaking, because all that stuff he was doing in that interview, going on and so dramatic, it was just too dramatic for me. You know, I can be dramatic because I'm a YouTuber. This is how I rock. I'm a commentary channel, so I can get a little flamboyant with the commentary, the jokes, but nonetheless. Should the son have said anything? Number 1. 2, was it for theatrics? Because it was very theatrical to me. That's my perception of him speaking. He seemed very theatrical when he was speaking about his father. 3, do they have a good relationship? Did they have a good relationship before this information got out? He said, I wouldn't be speaking if you didn't have all these lies coming out day for day. But one could say, okay, so what? A lot of people have lies come out about them, allegations come out about them, but they don't speak publicly. We know this from thousands of stories that hit the news, true crime. Somebody's accused of murder. Everybody doesn't speak out. Children don't speak out. Parents don't speak out. They just wait. So I'd like to know why the son is so flamboyant with his wording, because he was all over the place. So one, do they have a good relationship? Two, was Herschel ever married to his mother legally? Is Herschel married to somebody? And Herschel, are you really a pro-lifer? Were you a pro-lifer at the time that you paid for abortion number one, abortion number two? So what are we saying? I don't know what I'm saying. 2011, this lady said that he ended a relationship with her. Why did he end the relationship with that lady? Oh, because she wouldn't get an abortion. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about Herschel. All I can say is that's going to come up when he does a debate or any type of debate with another opponent, as you heard this African-American man speaking who is a pro-lifer. This other senator who was speaking, a guy running to be a senator, he was basically saying, he's a pro-lifer. And Mr. Walker may need to just come out and tell whatever the hell happened back then. But see, I always say that once you go opening Pandora's box, it leads to other stuff. So as you heard in his commentary, he's got some legal wranglings, business wranglings, having children out of wedlock. A woman's had 2 abortions for him. It's going to show that possibly Herschel is not really a great guy. Because whenever you're having questions about your business tactics, you've got kids out of wedlock. You haven't married the mothers. You're paying for abortions. You're showing that you're just breathing. You're just breathing. And that's how it's looking right now. Mr. Walker is just walking around breathing. He don't care. He doesn't care about what he does. He doesn't care how he treats women. He don't care about sleeping without a condom. He don't care about getting them pregnant. Then next thing you know, he's crying, oh, I don't want the baby. Hey, I'm not the daddy. I wonder if he's ever said that. Oh, I ain't no daddy. I ain't your baby daddy. Yes, he probably would bomb the debate. That's what I'm going to say. All that's going to come out. That's what I'm saying. You're going to get grilled on being a pro-life or not pro-lifer. You're going to be grilled on other stuff because trust me, in a debate, they've got people who are going to dig up stuff. So anything you've done, said, pertaining to being a father, having children out of wedlock, you're not marrying the women, you're showing you just like to screw. That's what this is looking like. Big Papa likes sex. He wants sex, no attachments. Hey, it is what it is. He's looking for you to be the one to get the birth control. That's how he's looking at it. I'm just saying. It's very, very, it's a very sad situation. Very sad situation. I guess we're going to go ahead and mosey on over to topic number 2. I'm already 23 minutes in. We can go back and forth during the live pertaining to the information. I'm going to drop the link again for those coming into the chat. Once again, if you'd like to donate to this great channel, $BigAngie, 129 Cash App. All stickers and chats are welcome during this live. Feel free to hit the link. You don't have to continue to type in the chat. Feel free to give your opinion on the panel. You do not have to use your government name. We prefer that you do not. You do not have to show your face, which I do prefer that some people, come up, show their face so people know, get a good look at you, but it's neither here nor there. Okay, everybody, I'm going to put this down here so you all can feel free to hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to both subject matters. I'm a little late with this Nia Long because I didn't really care to talk about the subject, actually. But we're gonna try it out, see what happens. I would GB. If I was in Georgia, I wouldn't vote for Mr. Walker either. Well, think about all the people you have voted for, and they were just as doggish. Let's keep it real. As that other guy says, we've all done things we're not proud of. And you later find out after you voted for people that they've done some crazy things in life. Thank you, Miss June. Thank you so much. That they've done some crazy stuff. They've lied, they've stolen, they've defrauded. They've had affairs. They've got kids out of wedlock that they don't take care of or that they do take care of, but they're paying the person to hush up and don't tell. It's like all kind of stuff I heard these people are doing, and nobody knows until somebody opens their mouth and tells them. All right, let's talk about this mess with Nia Long and her husband and the Celtics. Ooh, Lord. God bless America. Everybody's talking about Nia Long. She's a beautiful black woman. She's the same age as Queen, 51. Gorgeous. Jokes coming out. Songs have been made about Nia Long, how pretty she is, blah, blah, blah. Even a person I know on social media personally says, why would a man cheat on her? But then I have to ask that person, hey, aren't you married? And you're not with your wife. So somebody could question you and say, well, you're not with your wife, so why are you questioning why he cheated on Nia Long? I'm just saying. You have to be very careful what you say out here. Very, very careful what you say. Because frankly, a person that's married and not with their wife, people will probably judge you and say, well, you're not really in a position to be giving commentary about anything pertaining to relationships. Try to bring something out pertaining to this suspension here. Lord, I need a new life. If only you all knew. This is NBA on ESPN.
Fortunate for everyone involved, because if you look at how the Nets season went and ended, they didn't win a playoff game and they ended up getting swept by the Celtics. I truly believe the trajectory of the Celtics.
Let me go back there.
And what
I think with all of that as the backdrop, you have to imagine, Jalen, that the Celtics, the players, they went through this entire summer thinking that Ime Udoka was going to come back as their head coach. They have championship aspirations. How does all of this impact their mindset heading into the season?
Well, this is unfortunate for everyone involved, because if you look at how the Nets season went and ended, they didn't win a playoff game and they ended up getting swept by the Celtics. I truly believe the trajectory of the Celtics and what happened to the Nets, the one decision that made the difference was the Nets hired Steve Nash, and then they hired Ime Udoka. Like, he was a terrific voice for that team that you're describing, and being able to challenge Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and elevate Marcus Smart to be a defensive player of the year. But this also is a classic example of how your decision-making can now influence so many different parts of your life. This decision, these potential series of decisions, unfortunately for him, may cost him his family, may cost him an opportunity to grow up in the same house with his son that he has with Nia Long. It may ultimately cost him his job. And I believe moving forward, I think it's going to be hard ultimately for him to be their leader and coach long term, because those relationships have to be in sync from top down. And at some point, clearly there's been a breach in trust. And now that has happened, I think it's going to be tough for the Celtics long term to continue to see him as their head coach going forward after this situation.
No, I agree. And we talk about the continuity. They were building in Boston. They were building something. And it feels like they've been building for a long time, but it seemed like finally the next level of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, instead of being the young guys with Al Horford and Kyrie and Isaiah, now all of a sudden these guys were built to be leaders, and they had become leaders, and they had gone through a lot. And now they're about to be on their third head coach in 3 seasons. Let's not, and I understand it's still within the organization, and I get that, but the fact that this young team is now, after coming out the finals, and like, hey, can we build on this? We were 2 games away, from possibly winning a championship. That's like 2-3% better for each player. And so now that you're going to get a new head coach with a new rhythm and a new feel and a new idea. And so I think for me, I know it's always funny when they were like, oh, Ime, most times coaches don't step down, because if you step down, you do not get paid. Typically, if you get fired, then you get all of your money. You get all of your money still. So coaches are going to always be weary of like, I'm going to step down, I'm going to step away. They're more likely, if you don't want me here, fire me. But in another year, Ime is going to come back and then try and coach this team the same way he had built up. That's going to be a very, very difficult process, not only for him, but for the players and the organization. Everyone loses in this situation.
Richard, and you talk about that, what it could look like next year trying to come back. And listen, I'm told it's going to be a 1-year suspension. That's what they were finalizing today, and they would announce it at some point today. But it is not necessarily a guarantee that he is back in this job after a year. Who knows what happens with Joe Mazzulla as an interim coach and how they move forward with Udoka, how this plays out. So there are no guarantees. But listen, I do think Ime Udoka made such an impression on people in this league. The job he did in Boston last year, I don't think the final chapter has been written on his head coaching career in the NBA, whether that's in Boston or somewhere else.
We've seen other high-level executives and coaches recover from things like this. Often it's in, to your point, a different place. And maybe that ends up what's happened here because, as you said, it just cognitively, it's hard to figure out how this works. You just go away for a year. The team does what it does. Maybe they take a step back and you just walk back in the door and coach the team. It seems awkward and certainly strange.
Well, the Boston Red Sox had that without score. He was suspended for a year for cheating. And next thing you know, he's back a year later. So in Boston, the Boston fans, that group, they've seen this something along these lines where a coach you hire, all of a sudden he's got to go for a year and then come back. So this is not unprecedented in sports, but even in the Boston area in the last 5 years. So I think there are ways to do it, but it's like, that's a long trust road back.
Well, no, hold on. That's way different because the team that Cora was doing was trying to put the team in position to win the World Series. And so there was a level of, even though he was wrong, the other people understood that he was trying to do it for each person's best interest. In this case, Ime's on an island, and it's going to be hard to gain the trust from the ownership to front office, and then it's going to be snickers all around about what happened when the team hits turbulence. Imagine, before January 1st, this team was trying to find its rhythm, and he's done so very much to put himself in position to get this job. He's played all over the world. He's played in the NBA. He was an established assistant head coach, and it's just really unfortunate that he gets his opportunity. These decisions are now potentially going to cost him that job.
Okay. Meet the new Google Pixel 7 Pro.
All right. Sorry about that. That jumped on before I could try to stop it. Let me go over a few pointers about what was said here. As you know, he's been suspended. So let's talk about this. Do the players even care? Because this guy's talking about relationship between the player and the coach. Do you think they actually give a fuck about him sleeping with a white woman? Yeah, I'm going to say it because most of them are sleeping around. We have heard the stories of numerous athletes over time having affairs on their wives, on their girlfriends, making children, probably paying for abortions too. So do these players actually care about the fact that this man was having an affair with a woman? Okay? A woman. Whether she was black, white, whatever color. She happens to be white. She happens to be a mother. She happens to be married. Hell, how does that husband feel? Let's go there. Because now all your business is on Front Street with this woman having an affair. What the hell is really going on? Will he be back? Will he be allowed to come back after a year? As they say, 1 year gone, maybe this other coach will do a better job. Be favored by the teammates. Will the teammates want him back? Do the teammates want him gone? You have to ask all those questions. Should he have been fired instead? As you hear, fire means he'd get his whole pay. But then how will he rank in the league as being a coach? Will people still judge him according to this infidelity with a staffer? Or they'll just say, that's what men do, no big deal. His coaching skills and his leisure activities shouldn't go hand in hand. And let's talk about that. Should they go hand in hand? What you do in the bedroom versus your coaching skills, your job skills. Because we know many people cheat, have affairs, but does that affect their job? But in some cases it does. If their mind gets distracted on the kitty cat or the ding ding, then hey, I can't function. The sex so good, I can't even work my damn job well. Has that happened? Of course. Biases on a job because you're sleeping with maybe a subordinate or another co-worker? Yes, 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 and yes. Stay woke, everybody. Imagine if it wasn't a non-staffer, would he have been fired? They did mention some other person, but I didn't get a clarification if it was a coach or a player. But should this affect coaches if they are caught snickerdoodling around, period? Should you fire them? 2, fire them if it's with a staffer. 9 times out of 10, that's against their policy. So the staffer would weigh higher than a random person that a man would be having an affair with, a coach. How does he feel about being suspended? Does he have any remorse for his actions? Does he have any remorse for cheating on his wife, son? Everybody finding out, now losing your job. How does he feel? Does he regret the infidelity? How long was he messing with the woman? Will he be allowed back once again? As I said, should there be penalties for cheating against a player or a coach? Players cheat all the time. We know this. And they're not penalized for putting their penises in little kitty boxes. Just saying. This is the Queen bringing you the information. That said source was NBA on ESPN, uploaded 2 weeks ago. Let's see what Miss Nia Long has to say about her husband being suspended, if she even gives a damn. How about that? E-News is the source if you need verification. This was uploaded 2 weeks ago as well. Thank you all so much for your time. Please hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to Herschel Walker and this Ime business.
Fiance Ime Udoka's suspension from the Boston Celtics. The actor says in a statement to E! The outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the community during this difficult time means so much to me. She adds, I ask that my privacy be respected as I process the recent events. Above all, I am a mother and will continue to focus on my children. Nia's statement comes one day after the Celtics announced Ime would be suspended for the upcoming basketball season for, quote, violations of team policies. The organization went on to say a decision about his future with the Celtics beyond this season will be made at a later date. The suspension takes effect immediately. Hours before the team's statement, ESPN, citing multiple sources, reported that Ime was facing disciplinary action for allegedly having, quote, an intimate relationship with a female member of the franchise's staff. Following the Celtics announcement, Ime issued an apology and took accountability for his actions, telling ESPN, I want to apologize to our players, fans, the entire Celtics organization, and my family for letting them down. I am sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision. Nia and Ime met in 2010 and got engaged 5 years later. The couple share a 10-year-old son together. Nia is also mom to a son from a previous relationship.
Let's talk about that. Did you notice that he only thanked his family last? Is it because his position with the Celtics is more important? How he's looked at by the franchise, the owner of the team, his players and the fans are more important. He thanked his family last. Let's go back. Let you hear that.
For allegedly having, quote, an intimate relationship with a female member of the franchise's staff. Following the Celtics announcement, Ime issued an apology and took accountability for his actions, telling ESPN, I want to apologize to our players, fans, the entire Celtics organization, and my family for letting them down. I am sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision. Nia and Ime met in 2010 and got engaged 5 years later. The couple share a 10-year-old son together. Nia is also mom to a son from a previous relationship.
2 kids. Now she has a son by an adulterer. How about that? This lady obviously worked for the team. There's a video out where it shows him coming through a kitchen area and touching the lady briefly on the arm or whatever, going through a doorway, out of a doorway. Maybe that was innocent. I don't know, because I don't know the date of that video. You can view it how you want, assume what you want, but the cat is out of the bag. Here you are in a relationship with a woman, children with her, coaching. I don't know if she lived on that side of the coast or not. Some people say she's going back to LA, so I'm assuming she lived on the East Coast with her husband while he was coaching. But nonetheless, what were you thinking? Because what I have to ask myself is, why are you cheating on your wife? Beautiful woman. It's not to say that they couldn't have had problems, differences. Is it a matter of him being away? As they say, out of sight, out of mind. Is that what we're talking about? Is that why he slumbered with this lady? Because she was available and accessible to him at the said location. He got tempted. What are we saying? He got tempted because she was available and readily accessible. So what is her actual position with the franchise? Because I saw her standing in the kitchen. So I believe it said something about something services. I don't know if it was guest services, some type of, what are we saying? Kitchen staff worker? What are we saying? What does this heifer do? And why didn't she think about her life? It's bad enough he's got kids, married. He didn't think about his wife, Miss Long, and his children. Didn't think about his position with the team, what the downfall would be. And once again, they mentioned accountability in this segment. He's taken accountability. He's apologized. But has he taken accountability? What did you expect him to say? Let's keep this real. You expected him to come out and give a statement saying, hell yeah, I cheated. The sex was great. I liked it. I've been doing it. Gonna do it again. Just hope I don't get caught. What did you think he was gonna say? Why did you even sleep with her? That's what I'm curious about. Why her? I'm gonna ask that question. Why her? Why that lady? Why that white lady? Are you attracted to white women? I'm curious. Or she was just readily accessible. Who said what to whom? At what point did you two look at each other and said, come on, let's get this on? And where did you do it at? You have to ask all those questions. At what point did you two look at each other and decide you wanted to have sex with one another? Did you two fall for one another? Did one of you fall in love with the other one? Imagine that. This white woman, a Mormon, they couldn't wait to put that in the article. A Mormon lady, which is trying to poke, hey, church lady, married, got a husband, sleeping with a black man that's got a wife and kids too. What the hell? This is ridiculous. Was she attracted to black men? Because you got a white husband. So people going to ask all those questions. Hey, white lady, what are you doing sleeping with this black man? Ooh, and then he's the coach of a national team. I want y'all to think about that for a second. Have you always been attracted to black men, ma'am? Have you secretly been fantasizing about black men? Have you been wondering about that age-old myth of black men downstairs? Oh, we're going to go there because we're all grown. Is that what this is about? Or is this just about, as I said, accessibility? You saw him, he's attractive, you like him, you're interested. He said something to you, you said something to him. I want to know, how did it go? I want to know what happened. You all were in what? The NBA cafeteria, your eyes locked. He passed you a note. What? How did it go? Because neither one of you were thinking about yourselves or your family. You didn't think about your family. You didn't think about yourself. What would happen when it got out? You didn't think about your fucking jobs. Because in the end, whether he makes more money than you, he has more of a prestigious position with the franchise, you still got to eat, you still got to pay bills, you still got to be able to walk around. So both of you are stupid. Because in the end, you both have a lot to lose. You know people are going to have all kind of wild-ass jokes about you, lady. Just the way it is. Oh, she's always been fantasizing about a black man. That's all she's been waiting on. They're going to say that about him, too. Oh, that's all he's been waiting on. Get with a white woman. Oh, yeah, you know, black folks, we're going to talk. It's going to be some junk smack talking. So, Ime, however you pronounce your name, have you ever been with a white woman before? Have you ever had a relationship with a Caucasian woman? I'm curious. Because we're going to ask that question, Ime, because we're trying to figure out how the hell you got wrapped up with this white lady. And if she was black, we still would be talking junk, because most of us like Nia Long. Point blank. She's a nice looking lady. Haven't heard any craziness about her over the years of her being in the entertainment business. She seems to be well-rounded. So a lot of us like her. We don't know her personally, but we like seeing her in the movies. And once again, if you don't hear a lot of crazy slack about a person, you even like them more. So explain to us how you got wound up with this woman. And I don't want to seem racial in this commentary, but I'm going to ask these questions because I am a black woman, and I am curious to why this black man is over here sleeping with a white woman when he has a beautiful black woman at home. Now, whether they had problems or not, doesn't even matter. Everybody's got some type of issue, because I'm going to look at the fact that they were engaged for a long time before marrying. That tells me a lot. See, I watch everything. And when I saw that earlier, they've been engaged for 5 years, 7 years. For what? I don't even want to be with a man engaged to you for 5 years, 7 years. I feel like by year 5, damn, you can't decide if you want to be with me. Then possibly we don't even need to be dating. As Elizabeth Taylor once said, I wouldn't date a man that I couldn't marry. And that's a very valid statement. Why date a man that's not even marriage material? I bet a lot of women never thought about that. Because we as women, single women, you date, you have flings, you go back and forth with this one, that one. But it never occurred to you that possibly you shouldn't even be dating a guy who wouldn't even want to get married, period. Because you got a lot of men, they can't even keep a relationship because they're so jacked up. They got so many fucking problems. One is they can't keep their penis in their pants. Don't like to wear condoms, baby makers. Don't talk about the women being baby makers. It takes two. Because you got a lot of men that's got just as many babies as the woman's got kids. But think about that for a second. Should a woman go out here and date a man who isn't marriage material? Because if he has a problem with monogamy, he's definitely going to have a problem being married. And many people equate marriage with ball and chain, lock and key, can't do nothing, can't go nowhere, can't have friends over, can't visit friends, can't have outside activities with others besides the spouse. That's not true. If you're a confident person and you're marrying a confident person, marrying, dating, that shouldn't be a problem once you're married. To try to be cohesive with your friendships and relationships that you had before you married. That's why you're supposed to talk about those things before marriage. And I think that's the very reason why many people, marriages don't work. It's the obvious reasons. They're still dating a fuck up. They're dating a fuck up. They're dating a person that still wants to sleep around, have open relationships, teeter-totter. 2, they're immature. 3, they're not good with finances. They're either too cheap or they have a spending problem. This is why most relationships don't work. Infidelity and money. And that's why you should learn the person that you're slumbering with before you start all that goo-goo gaga I love you business. You need to know how they are with their friends, with their family, how they treat their friends and family. Their children, all that. They have children. How do they treat their children? What are their relationships with their children? You have to ask all those kinds of questions. Because now I'm sure Miss Nia is thinking about her entire relationship with this buffoon. From day one, from the moment they started dating, the moments he didn't answer the phone, didn't come to the phone, all the times he was away coaching, traveling, You think she's not thinking about that? You think she's not thinking, damn, if he's sleeping with her and she's right up under his nose, what the hell's he's been doing in the other places he was traveling? Bingo card. Now imagine that. This is bad. Beautiful lady, prayers for her. Let me see what else I can find in here about Miss Long. What else they got on the chopping board? Entertainment Tonight. Nia Long speaks out about amid fiance's alleged cheating scandal. Thank you for joining. Woo! Lord have mercy. God help your children. It's just every time you turn around, it's something. It's just always something. Yeah. Always a negative person coming in.
To really examine how I'm balancing my work-home life in a different way.
Well, do you know her personally? Probably not.
Talking about her relationship with Ime Udoka to ET back in 2020. Now she's speaking out amid scandal. Udoka's alleged infidelity coming to light and possibly costing him his job.
We have strong values at the Celtics, and we are doing our very best to uphold them here.
The NBA suspended the coach this week after he was accused of engaging in a consensual relationship with a female member of the team's staff, breaking the franchise's code of conduct. And after that presser with Boston Celtics leadership, Udoka issued an apology to ESPN. It reads in part, quote, "I want to apologize to our players, fans, the entire Celtics organization, and my family for letting them down." The 45-year-old is out for the entire 2022-2023 season. Udoka's statement continues, quote, "I am sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision. Out of respect for everyone involved, I will have no further comment."
We will make a determination at a later time about Ime's future with us.
Now, Long, who has been engaged to Udoka for nearly a decade and shares a 10-year-old son, Kez, with him, is speaking out, telling ET in a statement, quote, "The outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the community during this difficult time means so much to me. I ask that my privacy be respected as I process the recent events. Above all, I am a mother."
Let me go back to this.
At a later time about Ime's future with us.
Now, Long, who has been engaged to Udoka for nearly a decade and shares a 10-year-old son, Kez, with him, is speaking out, telling ET in a statement, quote, "The outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the community during this difficult time means so much to me. I ask that my privacy be respected as I process the recent events. Above all, I am a mother and will continue to focus on my children." Long is also mom to Masai, her son from a previous relationship. Prior to releasing her statement, the 51-year-old actress shared this cryptic clip to Instagram.
Understand one thing. At that light that you see, you see the happiness, you see the smiling, you see all the rainbows and all of that stuff. But understand one thing about that light that they got. They had to go into the darkness to get it. Them people is not the type of people that you want to play with.
Now, we know Long has thoughts about
Lori.
infidelity. She's opened up about the topic to ET in the past. After her Fresh Prince of Bel-Air co-star Will Smith and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, shared Jada's now infamous entanglement with August Alsina with the world.
I think the key to any relationship is give your partner the room to be who he needs to be, who she needs to be. And if it means you're taking a break to do that, take the break. Take the break. When, and I think I feel bad for Will and Jada right now because they've been extremely vulnerable with their personal story. And it takes a lot of courage to do that. We all have our ups and downs with love. Love is a complicated thing. I don't care who you are.
Former NBA pro turned ESPN commentator Matt Barnes weighed in on Udoka's punishment from the league in a since-deleted video on Instagram Friday. slamming the Celtics for their decision to suspend the coach.
I've been in the league played in the league for a long time. Anyone who played in the league,
Hey, Skylar.
This is a very common situation.
Yes, it is. I agree.
I've seen it from owners to executives to coaches to players to trainers to therapists to dancers to PR ladies. Like, this is not uncommon. The Celtics, whoever made this decision, it was a terrible decision. You want to suspend a man 15, 20, 25 games. But a whole season for a consensual situation that not only happens in the NBA, but happens in every single workplace. This was a terrible call, man.
And while Barnes seemingly has Udoka's back on this one, the vast majority of people on social media are sharing their support for Long, writing that she's a gem who doesn't deserve to be treated this way, sending her love and light. While another fan summed it all up, tweeting that while they feel bad that her private family matters are playing out publicly, quote, "It must feel good to realize you are universally loved by masses ready to fight that man for you."
Exactly. ET is the source of the information, everybody. If you need verification for the information, they're not even married. How about that? Not even married. I brought you commentary from NBA on ESPN. Former athlete gives his opinion. I believe he's a former athlete. Let's talk about what was said by Mr. Matt Barnes in this commentary. Ime says out of respect, he will not give a further comment. Well, respect is an interesting word coming from somebody who's cheated on their wife. And then we have to look at the girlfriend, excuse me, I keep saying wife, sorry. Partner, you've cheated on this woman for God knows how long. We don't know how many women you've cheated on her with, because obviously you two have been together almost 10 years and you're not even married to her. And that goes back to what I've been saying earlier during this live. Why aren't you married? If I ever said they were married, excuse me, because my mom was taking me to the being married. You've been with a person for years, got a child with them, but you're not even married to them. So I have to ask myself, from her perspective, why did she not marry this man? Did she ever tell him she wants to be married? Because frankly, I don't even think a woman should even have to say to a man, hey, let's get married. Hey, when are you going to marry me? That's his job to say, hey, will you marry me? And I think at some point when a man doesn't even ask you to marry him, what's the point of being with him? Because a lot of people like to say, well, being married doesn't mean anything. It's just a piece of paper. Well, it depends on the two people involved. Their ideologies on marriage. That is their choice, how they want to tangle with one another. But I just don't see the point in being with somebody day for day for day, year after year. You're talking about 9, 10, 12 years, and you're not married, and then you got children together. So one would say, why should you want a child out of wedlock with somebody for what? Because I think deep down inside, he never wanted to marry. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but I don't think he wanted to marry her. I don't think he wanted to marry her. I don't think he wants to marry anybody. It has nothing to do with Nia Long per se. He knows what comes along with marriage. Responsibility. Got to pay due bills. Got to be responsible. Got to pay child support. Alimonies. All these type of things if we divorce. So if I don't marry the person, I don't have to get the stiff penalties thereafter. Yeah, I'll have to pay for the child, of course, but I ain't got to pay this woman no alimony. Possibly why he didn't want to marry her. And I'd like to know why she stayed this long, just dating him. Or did she care? Maybe she's the type that said, well, I love him. It doesn't matter. He shows me love, respect. We don't have to be married. Matt says this is a common thing in the NBA. It goes on all the time, every day. Different backgrounds, different people in the leagues, coaches, trainers. And he's right. It is common. But maybe that's the reason why the Celtics decided to show him. What's the old saying? I can show you better than I can tell you. We can't let this keep going on with you players cheating and making babies and disrupting the franchise with your fucking problems. Because it becomes headlines and it does become a distraction. You're getting in trouble. You got DUIs. You're running from the law. You're beating up people. You're accused of murder. Just all the crazy things that a person can do. They don't want to hear that shit. They're trying to make money. And that is the point. Sports is all about money. Universities is all the same. They're about the paper. They're about the money. So therefore, when you start putting your dirty business in the street of baby making and baby mama dramas and domestic abuse and abortions and fighting people, and that shit's a distraction to the league itself. And we know that people are entitled to have problems. But when you're just going out here doing felonious behavior, you should know that's going to affect you as a person, your job title, your pocketbook, and the franchise you work for. That's common sense. So when you go out here into the street and you're doing with all this stuff, you don't care. Yes, I've heard that. Sleeping with one of the boss's wives. Yes. Let me bring up the commentary. Thank you for joining me, everybody. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $Beganji, 129 Cash App. All super chats, stickers are welcome during this live. Let's do a little homework, background on all this crazy nonsense. Oh, Lord have mercy. When does it end? NPR.org is the source. Boston Celtics suspend coach Ime Udoka for the upcoming season. This was uploaded September 23rd. The Boston Celtics have suspended head coach Ime Udoka for the entire 22-23 season, citing violations of team policies. The suspension is immediate. The team said it announced the move Thursday night. The team did not provide details about any allegations against Udoka or its findings, but rumors had been swirling about Udoka's future after reports emerged that he was involved in an improper, intimate, and consensual relationship with a female member of the team staff, the Athletic Shams Sharania reported. On Friday, the Celtics held a press conference with its president of the basketball operations, Brad Stevens, and majority owner, Wick Grusbeck. Once we learned there was a potential situation, we brought in a law firm to perform impartial investigation, Grusbeck said, noting there were leaks at the time and the team doesn't know where they came from. It is really unfortunate that female staff members have been drugged into the public eye unwillingly, and we regret this, and it's unfortunate. I won't be referring to anyone else that might involve for privacy reasons, Grusbeck added. Wonder why? I think it's interesting when he says, it's really unfortunate that female staff members have been drugged into the public eye. Well, she knew what she was doing when she was sleeping with him, if that's who you're referring to. So who are you referring to? Because I'm confused at who you're referencing. Are you referencing the woman who had the affair with him? Or are you talking about other gossip? I don't know what you're saying. Excuse me. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay. Udoka, whose Grusbeck said told him he accepted the decision and appreciated how it was handled, will be suspended through June 30th. At that time, the team will make a decision about Udoka's future with the Celtics. No one else in the organization is facing disciplinary actions, Grusbeck added. Interesting. So let me ask you this, Mr. Grusbeck. The female staffer, is she continuing to work for you all, or has she resigned from her position? I'm curious. Because I can't see how you would ask Udoka to step down, but you wouldn't ask the female woman to be removed from her position as well. Say what? They was referring to another female staff member that the media said it was, and it wasn't. Oh, okay. That's fine. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. It's always going to be some he said, she said. Because if these two had any sense, they would have denied it. How about that? How about that? You had any sense, you would have denied it. And you as a woman with children and you're married to a man, would you willingly admit this? I don't know if this woman has said anything. I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't say a thing. I'd let the people think whatever they want. Now, if I decide I want to tell my husband the truth, that'd be between my husband and myself. But then the gist of that could be, Udoka could have denied it. She could have denied it. She told her husband the truth, and then the husband decides one day, leave her, and then he tells everybody, yeah, she admitted she did sleep with him. This is still a mess, irregardless. Okay, where was I? As I said, he will be suspended until next year, June 30th. And at that time, they will decide what they want to do with him as far as him being a part of the Celtics team. No one else in the organization is facing disciplinary actions, Grusbeck added. Grusbeck said that he and Stevens had met with the players. In general, they are very concerned about this, he said, but they have energy and focus and commitment to accomplish great things this season. Assistant coach Joe Mazzulla will now be promoted to interim head coach for the upcoming season. At 34, he, along with Will Hardy, coach of the Utah Jazz, will be the youngest coaches in the NBA. Well, here's a chance for this guy to step up and prove himself. 34 years old, a coach, head coach. Imagine him thinking, damn, this is how I was able to get to be a head coach. The coach before me's cheating, he gets caught, they suspend him. Interesting. News of the suspension came just 10 days before the Celtics will open their preseason in early October. It derails Udoka's attempt to repeat his stellar first year as Boston's head coach when he led the team to NBA Finals for the first time since 2010. I want to apologize to our players, fans, the entire Celtics organization, and my family for letting them down, Udoka said in a statement shared by ESPN's Malika Andrews. I want you all to listen to what I'm saying. Can't deny it after the team leaks it and says it's true and suspends you. Anyway, Udoka apologizes to the players, fans, and the Celtics organization and family last. Don't you find that interesting? Don't you think you should apologize to your wife first? I keep calling her wife, excuse me. Family should come first because in the end, it's your family that's more important. But I think you're like a lot of people, you've got the big head because of your position. And we've learned about many men and women too who cheat. It doesn't really matter if they're CEO of a corporation, the garbage man, school teacher, engineer, scientist. People cheat for whatever reason. But we've learned this with people in the industry, music, entertainment, sports. They get the big head and they walk around as if their shit doesn't stink. And they feel like they're invisible and they can do invincible, and they can do anything, say anything, treat people any kind of way, talk to people any kind of way. Is this man this type, or is he just a really nice guy that fell for this chick? I don't know. Just saying. I'm weighing all sides of the coin. Oh, Lord have mercy. As I said, he's apologized to everybody, including his family, last. I'm sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision. Out of respect for everyone involved, I will have no further comment. So, you don't have anything else to say. What else is there to say? They're not talking about anything, sweetheart. Just spamming. It's what they do when they're bored. Lost my place where I was. Mercy. Okay. He doesn't have any comment out of respect. Yeah, because you know that if you were to continue to talk, you'll possibly put your foot in your mouth. That's why you don't have anything to say. Make it worse. Udoka, 45, became the Celtics coach in summer 2021 after spending much of the previous decade in assistant coaching jobs with San Antonio Spurs and two other NBA teams. So San Antonio Spurs and two other teams, that's 3 teams. So I want you all to listen to what I'm saying to you. He is not married to Nia Long. Excuse me when I keep calling her wife, but anyway. Let me see if there's anything else in this article. That's the end of that. NPR is the source. Imagine what I'm saying, because I said this earlier. You know, I'm a deep thinker, and I always dig deep in my content, and I bring you what's the obvious, whether you like it or not. Married or not married, they've been together a long time. He's coached for 3 teams as an assistant. Follow what I'm saying to you. That means he was away from his wife, girlfriend, fiance. Do you see where I'm going with this? What I said earlier. We don't know how many times he's been out having sex with other women. Because if they've been together for at least 10 years, and that means he's been coaching at different teams during those 10 years. So that means he was on the road traveling with the team away from the queen. So what was he doing while he was coaching, assistant coaching? Was he having affairs with other women beforehand, before this lady here? Why in the world would you even be sleeping with a staff member? It's wrong to be cheating anyway. We already know it's wrong. Wifey, engaged, however you want to clarify the title of both participants. But you're in this relationship with her. You have a child with her. You're playing house with her. So why are you sleeping with this lady, this staff member? So let me guess. You just said what to yourself? She's pretty. She's this. She said something to you. You said something to her. I want to know how it went. Because I want to know what the fuck you were thinking that you want to risk a good relationship with somebody to go sleep with somebody that you work with. Everybody knows you don't shit where you eat. That's why you don't date people where you live. You don't date people at your job. You don't date people at church. It's a no-no. Because if something pops off, you can't take it back. Now you're worried about what people think at church because they don't see you together. Even when you're married, you go to church together. Now they're divorced. They're sitting in the damn church house together. I can speak about that personally. 2 people aren't together and they sit on opposite sides of the aisles in the church. With their kids at the church and church members and mama, daddies, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Excuse my language, but make it make sense. But naturally people say, well, they don't want to change churches because they're not together. I get it. You love the Lord. You love your church, but you have to know it's awkward because people talk, they gossip. Apartment living, same thing, condo, bad idea. Because you got to have somewhere to sleep. Your job, you got to have a job. Do you really want to be slumbering with somebody on your job? They get to talking crazy, coming to the work, start telling your business, telling little things that you don't want your coworkers to know, want your boss to know. Because that's what happens when you get a walkie-talkie. They'll start telling all your damn business. Lord have mercy. I don't. Out of respect, I will not have a further comment. That's interesting. A little late for respect. You didn't have no respect for that woman and your kids. Be out here sleeping around with that woman. That's how I look at it. Hit the link if you want to give your opinion pertaining to Herschel Walker and this abortion mess and this other story pertaining to Mr. Ime. Hello, Samantha. Do you want to give us your comments? I thought you were going to come back up.
I was on the live part.
Well, honey, you're not up here.
No, I was on the other part.
What other part? Huh?
On the YouTube, listening to you.
You mean just listening to the chat itself?
Yeah.
Okay, well, come on, give me your opinion. I don't know if you've paid attention to everything I've said, but you heard Matt Barnes saying this is common. I think it was a wrong decision to let him go as a coach. So I said, well, maybe perhaps they're trying to set a tone that, hey, this is not going to go on. You all just out here screwing and sleeping with people. It gets out to the public. Now we've got to clear the house and clean up your mess. What do you think about it being common with players, trainers, coaches cheating, which we know this is personal to sleep around. All types of people do it, but should they be fired from their job? Because this could be anybody. You know, it could be a school teacher, it could be a scientist. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So tell me how you think about that, because if you start firing players and coaches, other people's jobs will be in jeopardy as well.
Yeah, just as well. Our only comment I have is you got to treat it, be fair towards everything, the whole situation.
So do you think they should? Do you think they should have suspended him? Because he slept with a staff member.
I think they should give everybody the same punishment.
Okay. Well, let's go here though. But I think they have a policy. That's why they let him be suspended. They suspended him because it's a staffer. Naturally, I think if it was anybody else sleeping with just a random old chick, guy, whatever, they wouldn't have let a player go. You see where I'm going? Or suspend a player. They have a policy that you can't fraternize within the franchise itself. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So a player goes out here and pick up a girl at a bar. It's not the same as him sleeping with somebody that works for the NBA. Now you understand?
Okay, it's a difference.
So that's why I think that's why he's suspended, because he broke protocol. He wasn't supposed to be fraternizing with a staff member. She worked for the company.
Yeah, okay. I don't have any comments. I think everybody should be treated the same.
Okay, so let's go here. He said that he doesn't have any more comments, Mr. Ime, because he says out of respect for everybody. Well, my thing is you didn't have any respect for Nia and your family. You didn't care about your job. You didn't care about if people started whispering and talking about you messing with that lady. Then, too, that lady was married. Did you know that? Yes, church lady with children and a white woman. You don't have no comment about that either?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you know what? I'm curious why you don't have no comment, ma'am.
I'm not good with this type of stuff.
So you can talk to me when I'm not on the live, is what you say. Is that what you're saying, Samantha?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about Herschel Walker? You got something to say about that topic?
No comment.
Damn. How you gonna be my guest and ain't got no comment? Girl, you killing me.
I'm just listening.
Okay. Okay. So, well, if that's the case, then I'm 1 hour and 17 minutes in. Nobody's hitting the link. So, I don't know. Okay. Somebody says he been missing off and on. She been knowing. She just wants to have that name. She dated damn near everybody in the industry. Hell, Mick Jagger's. Well, African Shooter, that's not a fair assessment, because as somebody in the chat just said, we don't know her, him. She's done whatever. I don't know what she's done. Like I said earlier, I haven't heard any just really nefarious things about her or a lot of crazy nonsense about her as a person. So I don't really have anything negative to say about her. My thing is still, it doesn't excuse him cheating with a staff member. He knows better. Okay, it's one thing to just be cheating, but you're up here slumbering with somebody that works for the industry. Why? You make it seem like you're just desperate for somebody that's readily accessible, that you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Every other day going into the stadium or whatever. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Just somebody he was seeing often. That leads one person to wonder what type of relationship he had with Nia, for you to be sleeping with this woman because you possibly seeing her more often. And I don't care what Nia was doing. If you're unhappy in your relationship, then get your bags and get the fuck off. How about that? Don't make no excuses. She wasn't no angel either. Well, what was she doing then? Since somebody got something they want to say about what she was doing. What was she doing so terrible? Worth him sleeping with the staff member? I'll wait. Because if you're so unhappy with your girlfriend, then tell her that there's a problem. How's putting your penis in somebody's vagina gonna help the situation? Somebody help me out. I'm just curious. Because I know that cheating has never helped anybody's relationship. Some people might say, well, it just showed me that I was lacking in certain areas and he was wanting a certain type of this and that. And well, now we're much better. You agree with that? Cheryl says, I feel he was just arrogant, thought he could get away with it. Possibly, Cheryl. Because we see this a lot with athletes and people in the music industry and the entertainment business. They get the big head because of the title that has been given to them by us, the fans. We put them on pedestals, worship the ground they walk on until poof, they do something that we disagree with. Then we get our panties all in a bunch and start talking crazy because that's just what we do. But the point still remains. If you're unhappy in your relationship, why not just tell the person what you're lacking? And if it's a matter of distance, then maybe that profession isn't for you. How about that? Because they're both going to be away from each other because one, she's an entertainer and he's a coach. You knew this when you got together. That's why a lot of those relationships don't work. Entertainers can't date each other. Entertainers can't date sportsmen because of the traveling restrictions. He's over here, you're over here, you're filming a movie or you're performing and he's off season. You understand what I'm saying? So now we can't meet up. Now somebody's getting lonely. Now somebody's getting frisky. Somebody's eye is roaming. But that's what you signed up for, right? You knew that when you met them. Okay, they're a singer, they're a dancer, they're actress, they're actor. Oh, he plays baseball, he plays football. We're not going to see each other. Exactly, Cheryl. The trust has to be there. Exactly. I feel bad for her. Because she's been with this man a long time and they're not even legally married. And I'd like to know why. Do you have any ideas on that, Samantha, why they're not married? Did Samantha leave me?
No comment.
Well, I'm going to hang up since you ain't got no comment. I love you to death, but you're not helping the queen at all.
I just was saying I want to come and listen to all the information. I don't want to.
Okay, so you want to keep the line open or you just going to listen to me on your phone?
I leave it on listen, keep listening to you.
Oh, so you want me to leave my line open?
No, don't leave your line open.
Okay, so you want me to hang up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back.
Okay, thank you, darling. Okay, bye-bye. All right, she just wants to listen. I wonder why. Maybe I got too serious. People cheat and they are in the same town. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. It's that this woman works for the franchise. Possibly he saw her often. That's why one thing led to another. Maybe going in the cafeteria, lunchroom, wherever they dine. I don't know how they met, but they have a video circulating where they look like he's coming through like a kitchen area or something. And she's standing near the doorway and he pats her on the shoulder, arm, and it looks very innocent. Maybe that was the start of it. I don't know. Or maybe it was during. I can't say because I don't know the date of the video. But it's sad to me because it's hard to establish relationships with people in general, whether you're in your 20s or your 40s. She is my age. She's 51. She has 6 years over Ime. As you get older and being an African-American woman, the dating pool gets slimmer. I think most of you know this, especially when you're looking for a certain type of man. If you are a woman seeking a man of a more mature stature, he has his shit together, he has a job, he has money, he has income, he has savings. If he has children, he actually takes care of his children. He's not involved with the law. He's not going to courthouses and probation, parole. You all see where I'm going. If that's the type of man you're looking for, God help you, because the pickings are slim. You have to be in a certain demographic to get that type of man. We all know this. What did I tell you? You covet what you see. That is the reason why a lot of people are with the people they are with. You date the people in your general area, demographic, race, it's all the same. Maybe the girl that's dating that thug would prefer a guy in a suit, works 9 to 5, has a professional job, but she's not in the arena to get that type of guy. She's not frequenting places to meet the guy in the suit. You know, we're going to do this pretty woman syndrome. Hey, I'm a working girl, but I like a nice guy in a suit. I want a nice guy. And there's nothing wrong with wanting that, but you've got to put yourself in that position to get that kind of guy. It's not to say there's nothing wrong with an average Joe street guy, but at some point, something's got to change with the street guy, the average Joe. But we know that a whore is a whore. So it doesn't really matter if it's a thug, street guy, regular guy, average Joe, working class, middle class. If you a whore, you a whore. It's not going to matter the title. Okay. Cheryl, you must be talking about Mr. Herschel Walker. Everyone's entitled to want something in life. That's your God-given right, is to have desires of the heart. And you have every right to attain those desires, those goals. But the one thing about attaining anything is that people need to show you some damn respect. So it doesn't matter if you're working class, middle class, you're an entertainer, sportsman, sportswoman, whomever, there needs to be respect. Oh, Ime? Okay. So somebody said he was getting abortions. Well, I thought you was talking about Herschel, because that's a subject matter I'm also talking about is Herschel Walker as well. Feel free to chime in on either subject. This is a two-part live pertaining to Ime and Herschel Walker. As most of you know, Herschel Walker is running for Senate in Georgia, and he's got some mess going on about an abortion that he paid for many years ago. That has come to light. His son is saying he's lied about it. Herschel Walker is adamantly denying paying for an abortion. So this is a two-part subject matter. Feel free to hit the link in the chat if you want to join us and give your public opinion pertaining to the said information. I don't know what to say about any of these men. I don't know if Herschel Walker is a liar. I don't know if he's what his stance was at the time of paying for the abortion, the alleged abortion. He's denying that he ever paid. So who's telling the truth? And could it be that he paid for abortion, but like I said, he didn't believe in abortions, but he just didn't want that kid at that time? Because you are entitled to change your mind. And one could say you're still a hypocrite if you tell a person to get an abortion or ask them to get an abortion, but you don't believe in abortions. Well, could it be it's two-sided? I don't believe in people getting abortions per se, but I just didn't want that kid. But as I said, some of you are going to say, well, that's still a hypocrite, Angela. You can't ask a woman to get an abortion, but then say that you're against abortions. And that's one of the stances with the Republican Party, is that most of them are denouncing abortions. And most of them were in favor of the reversal of Roe versus Wade. This is a hot mess. Both stories are ghetto ratchet to me. One's a coach cheating on his longtime partner. Then we got Mr. Herschel Walker running for Senate and being accused of paying for an abortion, not one, but 2 times. He's denying that he did it, but yet he's saying he's against abortions. I don't know. God help me. This stuff is quite wicked. You're entitled to your opinion on both subject matters. I don't know. But Ime, he's got a interesting road ahead of him. This is probably be a time for reflection on his decisions. And I wonder, does he actually have remorse? Because, a lot of times people will publicly apologize, but they're only apologizing because that is what's expected of them to do. But what is expected and how you actually feel is 2 different things. And I think a lot of us know this from public apologies. Would you be apologizing had it not been made public? Would you normally apologize? Well, you wouldn't have anything to apologize for if nobody knew but you and the person you're having the affair with. Okay? Hey, I'm sorry I hurt you. You like me, but we can't be together because I'm not leaving my partner. Now the wife finds out, the public finds out, teams find out. Now everybody knows. My understanding is, yes, that she's back on the West Coast. So we will see what happens. If you want to join this discussion, please hit the link. Feel free to give your public opinion pertaining to Nia Long, her position at this point, the fact that Ime was suspended from the Boston Celtics team as a coach. He can resume possibly June 30th when if they decide to resume him in some capacity as a coach. What will happen with the new coach? Maybe the new coach will do a fantastic job this season. I find it interesting that he's only been on that job since last summer, 2021. That means he didn't even get off the ground good. Don't you find it interesting? 2021, you're only in this position a year and you're already out. Should they have fired him? How about that? Should the team owner, NBA, fired him? Naturally, he would get all his pay had he been fired. But suspended means no pay. So this will also hurt his pocketbook for a year. And naturally, bills still have to be paid. And when you live in a certain type of lifestyle, you get accustomed to that lifestyle. So 1 year off, I don't know if the payment was already paid in full or what. Interesting. I don't know how they pay. And as I said, it mentions 3 teams he's assisted as a coach. What was he doing then? Was he also cheating then? So you have to ask all those questions now that this cat has come out. This cat is out of the bag with this white lady. Was he also cheating with different women and cheating with people in the franchise on these other teams? Because Nia had to been in a relationship with him then. Stay woke now. So what was he doing then? Will we hear that there are other women? God forbid. As somebody said in the chat, abortions too. This is nasty. I see these black men don't like using condoms. I see that. Nobody likes to use the condoms. So you don't want to use the condom, so then when the woman gets pregnant, now you want her to have an abortion. Or you just denounce the baby altogether. Fight her tooth and nail, even while the child's walking around. Don't even want to have anything to do with the damn child. Now that's cold. So why don't you wear a condom? You don't have to have those kind of problems down the road. It's very interesting information. You men are just sick to me. There's people out here wishing to be in a relationship with somebody. And you all get creme de la creme, and that ain't good enough. And it's not to put Nia Long on a pedestal, but as I said, if you're not hearing a lot of, atrocious things about the woman, you can just fairly say that she's a decent lady. We're all flawed. We all have our quirks about ourselves, insecurities, oversecure, but it doesn't give a right for a person to cheat on you. And if you're so unhappy with a person, why the fuck you just don't tell them, hey, I'm not happy. Things aren't working out. I'm not attracted to you. I don't want you anymore. Because see, I got a funky feeling we're going to start hearing some other shit about Ime. What is his nationality any damn way? Is he African? What is he? I just got that funky feeling we're going to hear some more garbage about this black man. And it ain't going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. And that's going to probably make her feel even worse. Because let me tell you something about infidelity. It's one thing to hear your man's been cheating on you. Okay? 2, he's been doing it with other women. 3, he's got somebody pregnant. There's babies out there. Oops, he's had them pay for abortions. Been buying them nice things, giving them money, paying bills. Your whole spirit gets low per story. Do you understand what I'm saying? And God forbid you already had a notions that he was cheating on you, but you stayed anyway. Oh, okay. Father's Nigerian, mom's Caucasian. Okay, thank you, sweetie. You already were working on this relationship with this person. You know that they've been cheating on you, but you continue to stay because you love him. Now imagine all this stuff starts coming out about him messing with a white woman. And a lot of black people are going to have a problem with that. Not to say that they're racist against white people, but we already have a male shortage as it is. So hell yeah, some of us are going to be offended, black women and men, because it's like, we already know it's a fucking shortage of men out here, black men. Why do you want this white woman? Why? Why her? And what's crazy with her, she's got a fucking husband. She's got a whole husband. We're not talking about a single white woman. We're not talking about some single white woman. We're not talking about no single white woman that's an IG model or a dancer or actress or, you know, sitting up on Vogue. Random ass white lady with kids and a husband. So let's talk about this nutty bat. What the fuck were you thinking messing with this black man? And he's a coach. You didn't think this shit could bring down a house of cards? You didn't think this would affect your own life, your own husband, your own kids, your own job? You were also in the Mormon church or believed in this faith or was raised in this faith. 9 times out of 10, you probably still practice this faith. What the hell is wrong with you? It's not even what I'm talking about. We're not talking about somebody dating out their race. I'm talking about having an affair. I don't care who dated who. This woman is married. We're not talking about a regular white woman that's just single. We're talking about a married white woman with kids and a whole husband. What's the point? You have a husband. What's wrong with your husband? That's why I said, how did this even come to be? Because he's in a relationship, a winded relationship. She's got a whole husband. Who said what to whom first? I am curious. I want to know. And I want to know why. Why would you all risk your livelihood? Because you know people watch, people see things, people talk. There's always going to be somebody that is willing to spill the beans. And let me tell you, in this day and time, they're willing to do it for a nice little fee too. They're willing to do it for a nice fee. So I want to know, how did the story break? Who told it? Well, somebody told it. Well, I've already seen her picture, so obviously her name is out. Because I just looked at the information earlier. Because I saw a picture of her and the husband together. Lord have mercy, what a mess. This is sad to me. Because I don't understand why he would risk his livelihood and his job. All right. More information pertaining to this debacle. Ime Udoka accused of sleeping with wife of Boston Celtics owner. Marca is the subject. This is not the first time there have been infidelity claims. Joe Budden says Ime Udoka slept with wife of Boston Celtics. This was uploaded 7/10. Accusations have been flying around regarding the infidelity of Ime Udoka. It's recently been reported that he cheated on Nia Long with a Mormon woman who was married with 3 children. The woman in question is Kathleen Ninmo Lynch, and she has strong links with the Boston Celtics. Now, I don't know if this is the same woman that they're saying that is not her or not. I don't know. So I'm not over there. I don't know what these people are doing. She currently works for the club as the team service manager. So what is a team service manager, and what is that job description? Anybody know? Look it up. Tell the queen. Hell, I'll Google it here in a minute. Yet another accusation has been recently made by Joe Budden, who has made claims that Joe Budden also slept with the wife of Boston Celtics owner. Well, Jesus Christ, what is this? Budden didn't explicitly name drop, but made it clear that he thinks what he thinks happened. You can't be doing that, man, not with the owner's wife, he exclaimed. Now, in this said commentary I'm bringing to you. You feel free to go Google it yourself. It's amp.marca.com. Here you will see what looks like to be a kitchen or some type of room with food set up and a table against a wall. Ime is walking by, greeted by these people going out of the room, and he taps this lady, I think, on the arm. And it says, Ime Udoka intimately greets Kathleen Ninmo Lynch after winning ECF. Things don't look good for Udoka, who has been banned from the NBA for a year. Unfortunately for him, more and more rumors are being public as well. It's been suggested that he has a long history of sleeping with multiple women everywhere he's coached. Bingo card. That is why I asked this question. He's coached for 3 teams as an assistant coach. Has he been sleeping around with different women while he was on the road coaching? Because many players have done this. Slept with random women, getting babies along the way, passing venereal diseases along the way. Is this also true for Ime? Nia Long has clearly been affected by events over the past week. She recently shared a poignant post on social media about mental health. One of the various messages she posted online stated, "Learn to distinguish who deserves an explanation, who deserves one answer, and who deserves absolutely nothing." Wow, that's deep. Whew, Jesus, well, let's see what else they got to say. They said they tried to sweep this under the rug by suspending him for 1 year. Little did they know, however, that hip-hop's obsession with Nia Long dates back to the 90s, so the community won't be able to easily forgive Udoka for his transgression. Long 51 has been mentioned by name in many hip-hop songs over the years. Kanye West, Lil Wayne, A$AP Ferg, and J. Cole. Known for her roles in Boys in the Hood, Friday, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Long once explained to Larry King why the hip-hop community loves her so dearly. "I think the thing with me in hip-hop music, here's the deal," Long said. "I grew up in a time where, Puffy Combs was, running nightclubs in New York City. Boys in the Hood was out. Heavy D, my beloved brother, who I miss sadly. You had Biggie Smalls, you had Tupac. So this was an era where we were all sort of growing up in this business and kind of changed the game a little bit and gave urban music, rap music, black films. We had a place to actually do our thing. And I think that the rappers just kind of are feeling Nia Long a little bit. I think it's just kind of the acknowledgement." And this goes on to talk about different people who sang about her, J. Cole, different type of situations, different times she was mentioned in lyrics. If you want to see the picture of the woman, amp.marca is the source. You see a picture of the white lady in a blue dress hugging a white man with a blue shirt, gray pants. This is bad. Let's see. The woman with whom Boston Celtics coach Ime Udoka cheated on Nia Long with has been identified. At least that's what the Daily Mail is claiming. They even have detailed information about her and the links she has with the Boston Celtics organization. Since the scandal was revealed to the public, there was a lot of chatter about Ime Udoka cheating on actress Nia Long with a white woman. Other women's names were dragged through the mud, but the truth is much more scandalous than we imagine. If this is true, Ime Udoka had an affair with a Mormon married white woman who was a mother of 3 children. She has ties with Celtics legend Danny Ainge, who used to be chief of basketball operations. So I don't know what's truth and what is not. Well, I didn't. Because I pick and choose when I want to talk about a subject matter, if that's okay. I don't always jump on the story that everybody's talking about. Because I have other stories that I focus on. Kathleen Ninmo Lynch, Celtics team manager, and she's 34 years of age. Reportedly, Danny Ainge knows Kathleen's family well, and he is the one who got her the job in the first place. His daughter, Taylor, is a close friend of Kathleen's. According to a source close to the investigation that spoke directly to the Daily Mail, Aang knew about the affair but remained quiet about it. This source reveals that the relationship was 100% consensual, and it even ended before the investigation on the case even started. According to this report, Kathleen can't even go to the grocery store without getting swarmed by paparazzi and tabloid reporters. Danny Aang hasn't been with the Celtics since last summer after moving to the chief of basketball operations for the Utah Jazz. Interesting. Let me see what this person has to say. I'm not saying anything. Thought there was going to be some information. The Daily Mail report also confirms that Lynch is married to Taylor Lynch, who is a financial consultant. They share 3 children together. Kathleen grew up in an active Mormon family. She attended Brigham Young University and has declined to respond to any questions coming from media outlets. Yeah, how convenient. Why not? Why don't you have anything to say? Is it because you know that usually when you open your mouth, it makes things worse? Is that why, ma'am? Oh, let's see. Who is it?
Hell no!
Steve Harvey. That's just a little minor joke. According to TMZ, Ime Udoka was keeping this affair away from actress Nia Long, despite the team caught wind of what was happening months ago. It was also reported that the actress recently moved to Boston about 2 weeks ago with their son, and they were hunting for a new house. Wow, that's horrible. The actress spoke to People, but only to offer the following statement. The outpouring of love, support from family, friends, and community during this difficult time means so much to me. I ask that my privacy be respected as I process the recent events. Above all, I am a mother and will continue to focus on my children. They also have a picture of them together under this. It was at a Black festival, American Black Festival. Very nice picture of she and him. He was much smaller in this photograph. I almost want to say happier times, but anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. According to TMZ, Nia Long only found out about the scandal a few days prior to the breaking news story, but only once Ime Udoka knew it was coming out. Let's see. What is that? Only found out about the scandal a few days prior to the breaking news story, but only once Ime Udoka knew it was coming out. This means that the actress was completely blindsided by the news. Social media users are obviously siding with her and ruthlessly going after the coach who committed adultery. I guess we can't say adultery because they're not even married. Oh, Lord. As somebody says here, Adam Levine cheated on his Victoria's Secret's model wife. Gerard Piqué cheated on Shakira. And now Ime Udoka cheated on Nia Long. If a man wants to cheat, he will do it regardless of how beautiful or amazing their wives and children homes are. Wow, that's very true. Mr. Ime seems apologetic for breaking Boston Celtics rules and cheating scandal. So he knew about fraternizing within the franchise. That was his choice then. See, that just lets you know he's stupid. He doesn't care. Because why are you cheating with somebody that works in the franchise? You know the rules. That affected your job more than you just going out here finding some random chick to have sex with. Let me see about this mess here about some mysterious video. Oh, Lord. These people just got so much stuff going on. It said Nia Long posted a mysterious video to her Instagram story the same day that Shams Charania of the Athletic reported that her long turned partner, Boston Celtics coach Ime Udoka, had been accused of having an improper, intimate, and consensual relationship with a female staff member. The video, which featured sunshine striking the trees in a lush forest, I just saw that earlier, and an accompanying message focusing on finding light after darkness, was first published on September 9th by the healing and wellness focus account Homology. When you see people change their whole life and start walking down a path of enlightenment, hugging trees, connecting with nature, loving themselves, embracing positivity, letting that light shine, understand one thing. That light that you see, understand one thing about that light. They had to go into the darkness to get it, the video said. No shadow, no light. No shadow, no light. KNOW. Having first linked up in 2010, Long 51 and Udoka 45, parents to his sons, Long supported Udoka during the Celtics' late May playoff run, which included a matchup with the Warriors in the NBA Finals. I don't know, what is that supposed to mean? I don't know. However, according to Bally Sports' Brandon Robinson, the couple had been separated before the latest occurrences. Interesting. Udoka is alleged to have broken the company's code of conduct because of the alleged romance with an unnamed employee. Late on Wednesday night, Adrian Warnowski of ESPN claimed that Udoka is facing disciplinary action, which may include a ban for the entire season, which that has already been released. Although sources told ESPN that Udoka isn't believed to be at risk of losing his job, Joe Mazzulla, Celtics assistant coach, may perhaps be chosen the interim coach for the season. On October 18th, the Celtics will play host to the Philadelphia 76ers in the first game of the season. So that's coming up shortly. Oh, Lordy. That's the latest. Marca.com is the source. I'm going to stop right here. I'm almost 2 hours in. Nobody wanted to join the Queen to give their opinion pertaining to this debacle. I'm going to say it like this. I don't know the timing of her post to IG. If it came before this information got out about her boyfriend or what. I would hope that it was before. I don't know. But nonetheless, she's probably feeling some type of way, as she should. Because we don't know all that, what went on between the two, how they were living, what all negatives were in their lives together, what rumors she may have heard, things she may have seen. As far as cell phone devices, computers, you really don't know. And people don't tell all their business when there is infidelity or improprieties in a relationship. But whatever was going on with them, it's worse now. Because if we're to believe that they were separated before this news got out about this woman and the suspension, that means they had problems of some sorts. And now this will definitely exacerbate whatever was going on beforehand. And that's the whole point. We don't know what was going on before the news got out 2 weeks ago. So prayers to Miss Long and her children. I don't have anything to say about him positive. I'll let the Lord worry about him because that's the God's child. He's not mine. And that's just how I feel about it. And are we all flawed? Yes. But I just feel like there comes a point in your life when you get to a certain age, you know better and you do better and you make an attempt to do better. And my thing is, he didn't have any reason to be messing with this woman for the simple fact you signed a clause. You signed a contract. They gave you the information in there, what they expected of you as a coach, as a representative for the franchise. So you knew all this. You knew all this. And you knew it would be worse for your position fraternizing with somebody in the franchise versus just some random person you were caught with. And I don't know if they would have let him go even if it was a random person. I'm also wondering that if this was a random female that was not in the franchise, would they have let him go suspended him? That's something I'm curious about. And maybe somebody should ask them that, because I think that's a pertinent question. Is it only because she worked in the franchise that you suspended him, or would you have suspended him had it been a random female? It's a damn good question. But what's going to be the next question is, what has he been doing in the past couple of years while being in a relationship with Nia Long? Has this been going on beforehand? Because one person is going to think in their rational mind, this is not an isolated incident, that he's possibly been having his hands in the cookie jar many times. And who's going to come out and admit, oh yeah, by the way, I have slept with him too? Because that's usually what happens when a story breaks about infidelity, affairs. Somebody got somebody pregnant. Somebody's confirmed a baby. Other people start to spin a web. And that's what's going to be detrimental to him. And even reconciling with Miss Long, if she decides she wants to. If other females start spinning stories, that's what's going to be jacked up. He said and she said, and yeah, I was with him. Yeah, I was with him too. And I got pregnant, and oh, you can forget it. Because who's going to want to go back in the lion's den with him if he's been doing this all along? And God forbid we start hearing stories of some babies being made and abortions and just all type of other crazy nonsense that come with people sleeping around. This is going to be bad. He obviously is just a fool. Now, I'm not going to say that, because he's 45 years of age and he knows better. And he's like a lot of people, he's ungrateful. And see, that's one thing a lot of people don't like, being told that they're ungrateful. You're ungrateful because, one, somebody trusted to lay down with you and build a relationship with you. 2, they had a child with you. 3, they're playing house with you. 4, you have a prestigious job and position here in America as a NBA coach. And you're ungrateful. And you're like a lot of people. You think your shit don't stink and you weren't going to get caught and nobody's going to kiss and tell. But we know women talk, other people talk. So if you ever had that woman out in public or had her somewhere, you thought nobody was looking, well, they were. You're a big ass black man. Come on with it. Where the hell were you going sneaking around with her and not be seen? And as I tell people, and you already know this, your cell phone leaves a blueprint, everything you do. Somebody saw you, somebody heard something. You don't even know who she's told anything to. Because as I said, women kiss and tell. Men, you all kiss and tell too. Especially when you get in the company of like minds. Yeah, man, I hit that. Yeah, I got this going on. God forbid he's chiming in. Yeah, okay, woo, woo, woo. Well, let me tell you about Susie Mae. Somebody told it. And that's what I want to know. Who told the story first? How did the information get out to the league that he and this woman had an affair? And how long have they known? Because the information says months ago. So that's even worse, that the league knew about it. So that means somebody brought it to their attention, and possibly he had to have known, because they're going to notify him first before he would even say anything to Nia about it. And let me tell you, finding out that your significant other is cheating and messing around via the news, a blog, is not the place to learn about your business with your partner. Nobody wants to hear their mate is having an affair on TMZ or a YouTube channel or however it got out. The U.S. Sun, it's all the same. And then naturally people make videos and commentary about your life, such as what I'm doing here. But this is what I do. I'm a commentary channel. This is bad. And I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for his children, because that's another thing people don't seem to think about, like this fucking dodo bird. You have children, you ass. So you're not thinking about how this is going to affect your child and your relationship with your child's relationship with the mother, and all the other entities that are wrapped up. Your child can read and write. Your child can hear. Your child watches TV, social media. Did you not think about that? The child is old enough to know right from wrong, hopefully. If you're teaching them anything. But I know you're not teaching your son any damn thing because you're not home enough. Now, we have to factor in the fact that she has an older child outside of this relationship with somebody else. So how do you think this boy child's going to feel knowing his mother has been cheated on by this man who is not his father? Now he's going to feel some type of way about you, and God forbid he actually liked you and looked up to you. So do you see how deep the circle goes? The rabbit hole is deep. That's what people don't understand about wrongdoing. I've said this before the other day. One person can bring down a house of cards. So one person's actions can affect 50, 60 people all at the same time. So now this man has affected a league, team members. He's given a rank for another person to step up in his position, stupidly. People who looked up to him, such as the players, other people in the league, his own girlfriend, son, her son, family members, friends. Just an intricate circle that he didn't give a fuck about because he was doing what he wanted to do. And we all make decisions according to self. What pleases self first. So obviously having sex with this woman was pleasing to him. And we don't even know what he even talked about with her. Did they even talk? And will it come out that each was saying, oh, it was more than sex. It was emotional. We were having an emotional affair as well. God forbid. So what was he telling the other woman about Nia Long? Shut up, Queen. What was she telling him about her husband? You think they're not sitting here wondering that? What secrets did these two share amongst each other? What were they saying bad about their relationships with the other participant? What is it they didn't like about the other person? Or was it merely just physical? He saw her, was attracted to her, vice versa. They got it on. And that's all it really was. Just two lumps of clay having sex. Is that what it was? Well, let's say this. If it was just sex, look at the price each had to pay for a short window of free sex. How about that? And before I go, I'm going to touch on this as well. Besides the ramifications of this affair, if it was emotional or not, or just sex, physical, the intricate circle of all the lives it has affected by these people's wrongdoings. Did Ime use a condom? Ding! But y'all wasn't expecting that, were you? You know I bring the bang when I talk about these crazy topics. So I'm going to ask him directly. Ime, did you use a condom with this woman? Because what would be jacked up? Come on with it, queens. They weren't ready for this. That heifer pop up talking about she was pregnant or she pregnant. Ding, 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 ding. Anybody listening out there? Oh, y'all was thinking about that, weren't you? Because we already talked about Herschel Walker using his PP all over the town and not using damn condoms because he obviously don't like condoms. And it's paid for abortions with a woman. Got children with no marriage certificates to their mamas. How about this fool here? Did it ever occur to any of you that he's been out there sleeping around with different women while he's been assistant coach, not using any condoms, possibly have made children out of wedlock? Ain't nobody that came forward to tell the 411 and this white woman he been slumming with, who the hell to say she ain't got her ass knocked up? Yeah, y'all weren't ready for that. Imagine that lady has gotten pregnant and had her an abortion and ain't told nobody. And you know damn well if she told Ime she got pregnant, you know he told her, you can't have that baby. We'll be the talk of the town. She'll leave me. Nea'll leave me for sure. Anybody home? Imagine that heifer has been pregnant Because a lot of these men don't like using condoms. So, Ime, did you use a condom with this lady? Have you been sleeping around with different women while you've been with Nia? Have you been going without a condom? Have you gotten any of these women pregnant? Have you also passed any diseases with these women? Bingo card. Y'all ain't listening. Because that's going to be the gist of the story if we find out somebody's fell short with all this slumbering around. And he's passed something to Nia. He's also passed something to that white woman. And she done took something home to her husband. Y'all better wake up. Because I'm woke. What if? That's why I told you. You just sit tight. It's going to be another story here shortly. Just watch what I tell you. Because 9 times out of 10, Ime has been doing some other stuff. Maybe not. To end it, so he did this. He did what? Had sex with this woman? Honey, I got a feeling he's been sleeping around. I don't think it has nothing to do with Nia. Because you sleeping around with somebody has nothing to do with that person. That's a choice to have sex with different people or one person. Because possibly he's been sleeping around on her since he's been coaching. And that's the question I've posed during this live. How many times has he slept around on the woman since they've been in a relationship together? I won't doubt he's done it before. He just picked one close to home for some odd reason. Why her? Why did he choose this white woman? And has he come up short? Has she come up short? Has somebody come up short in this relationship? Because see, you have to remember when a person is out here slumbering with people, you can't assume that they're using condoms because many men don't use them. And a lot of black men don't like using condoms. So I'm going to use my deduction and assume he ain't the condom type and he slept with the wife, girlfriend, whomever, this woman here, the white woman, and God knows who else without a condom. And somebody's probably came up short because you got to count how many people are sleeping with each person. So you sleeping with a single woman, you don't know who she's been sleeping with. This man is a fool. And I feel sorry for anybody who gets with him after Nia doesn't stay with him. This is what you have to look forward to. Because what you always have to tell yourself, if they are known for sleeping around in relationships, why would I be special that he would not do it to me? And that white man is probably feeling some type of way because now he's sitting here looking at the fact that his white wife has slept with a black man who's a fucking NBA coach, and he's knowing I couldn't compete with that, obviously. So what else has the white woman been doing in her marriage? Ding, 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 ding. Anybody woke out there? Because we don't know nothing about this heifer. Who's to say she ain't been sleeping with some more NBA players, coaches, trainers, black men? Y'all better wake up. This may be deeper than just they saw each other every other day and decided to have sex. This might be a real deep web up in that damn NBA house. Because I'm telling you, if you got somebody lurking around and then drop the 411 on these two, they got more juice. Believe that. And that's what I'm waiting on. Because I got that funky, funky feeling it's about to be some more chitter chatter about Ime and that white woman. You watch what I tell you. Because you got to remember, at first they said, oh, we want to apologize to the other women who got dragged into this. I guess somebody mistakenly threw their name out there. But what you have to ask yourself is the one question. Why would somebody just innocently throw somebody's name out there if they didn't have proof? It's not to say that people can't lie or make up something or maybe think something was going on, but what made you think something was going on to throw their name out there? Because you heard something. bingo card. And it doesn't mean that it's the truth. But once you spin it, people are going to talk. And once it hits the airwaves, a lot of people don't give a fuck if it's the truth or not. It's just good gossip. And yes, it can ruin a person's reputation. Oh, they say you was messing with Ime. No, it wasn't me, I promise. I would never. Who gonna tell the truth? Ime ain't gonna tell it. And a woman would be a fool to tell it. Unless she just wants attention. And we know a lot of women will tell so they can get attention, get talk, get somebody to pay them to spin the article. Because you don't know people. This is the very reason why he's a fucking fool. Because he knows the game. He knows what these people will do out here. He knows there are women that are vicious that will take them fucking down. So he's an idiot and he likes drama. And that's exactly how I feel. And it doesn't matter if she's white, if she's black. He likes fucking drama. He doesn't have respect for himself. He don't have respect for that woman. He don't have respect for his kids. He don't have respect for the fucking franchise because he knew better. And he knows what's out here. There's women out here that are vultures and would easily bed him just to get pregnant. So he's a fucking dummy. I don't feel nothing for him because he should know the game. So that means he doesn't even care about himself. And self-preservation is first. Thank you for joining me. You all have a wonderful week. God bless all of you. Stay safe. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. Mind the children. I'll bring you an update pertaining to Herschel Walker and this debacle going on down in Georgia. We will see if these people want to vote for him or not as a senator. Is he telling the truth? Has he paid for an abortion 2 times? 2 times. Why hasn't he married any of these baby mamas? Are we talking about an old fool, old player? Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. Shut your mouth. And when he died, Lord, shut your mouth, Queen. Is Herschel Walker telling the truth? And should his son came out and spoke against his own father? That's the commentary. I'm going to put up a poll. You all take the poll pertaining to Ime, Nia, and this mess with Herschel Walker. Because I got a feeling it's about to get real ugly down in the GA. Because I got a feeling somebody else going to come out and start testifying. Or as black folks love to say, test the line. We going to see. Because what did I tell you? In the end, it won't matter who's telling the truth. It's just good gossip. And folks love a good gossip story. It's the American way. If you'd like to donate to this great network, Everyday Shenanigans, $, Big Angie, 129, Cash App. Description is in all of my videos. I will be back with more content, more true crime, breaking news, hypotheticals. I think this week I'm going to give it a rest with the true crime because it's starting to give me a headache talking about all these ignorant ass people killing people. I want to go back to talking about random subject matters. Hypotheticals. What would you do? We're going to go back to the old ways of doing things. We'll start talking to you all about what we do and don't do. Hello, TZ. Thank you so very much. Thank you, darling. Thank you. You should have hit the link, came up here and gave your opinion. You've been sitting there in the chat hiding. How dare you? Thank you, Lori, for joining me, Skylar. Thank you all so much for giving your commentary. In the end, we don't know these people. We sure don't. But as I said, cheating is not the solution to a problem. And if you have some form of addiction to sex, then you need to go see you a therapist. Because sex is not going to cure whatever the hell is going on with you. If that's in case your problem. T, why you didn't hit the link, T? You've been sitting down there hiding. Lord have mercy. I was hoping you would have came up and gave your opinion, darling. But you decided to play possum, so that's okay. I'm going to check out of here. Thank you all so much for your time. You all have a safe week. Please be careful out there. And yes, Tennessee beat LSU. You know the Queen was feeling mighty, mighty fine. That's why I was rocking that orange and cream, baby, last night, because I had to show my love for the Tennessee Vols. Indeed, indeed. Good night, baby. Still, I laid it on the line. Thank you, Skylar. You're such a good fan. Thank you, honey. Oh, next time. Oh, T, ain't nobody studying you. All right, baby. Well, maybe I'll come up with a hot topic. Look, I'll find something to get y'all all riled up, because you know some of y'all come in with army boots on when I go live. Thank you so much for following. Yes, go Big Orange. Tennessee's doing very well, favored very well right now. I was very proud of those boys. God bless all of them. Thank you all so much for following the content. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Please follow the polls on my community board. And I will be back later this week with more true crime and stimulating conversation and content. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you.